People, deluded, I'm back again. I'm in a bit of a, how would you put it? Where are we?
Where are we? YouTube space?
I mean, yeah, that's why we plugged it and
plug.
put the video in there, the picture in the video and whatnot, or whatever this is. So yeah, I'm with my guy Curtis, my guy, big bro and whatnot. Obviously the hot stock YouTube striker in that on AFTV.
Hey, none of that, bro. I'm trying, man. I'm trying, you know.
This guy's being humble. He's not this humble off camera, man.
Yeah.
Now I'm playing. He is. Obviously, I respect your opinion a lot, and we speak a lot, and we know football. We speak. We have a lot of differences, but I like the way he speaks about football people, and I wanted to ask you a couple things.
Yeah.
Where should we start? You want to talk about Palace coming up first, or you want to talk about Emery?
Let's talk about Emery, man. We've got a lot to say about him. Look, man, it's hard, isn't it? Because he's been there a year and a half, and we grew up in the Wenger era, so it's only one manager we've known. This guy's come in, and I don't want us to go down that road of like sacking managers every minute. I'm not about that. I want stability at the club, but this guy's just showing me nothing to believe in. All I want is hope. Give me something to hope for. Even if you're playing good football and we're 5th, 6th, I can see it. There's something there to work with. Every time I watch Arsenal play, I'm going, what's the plan? What's the end goal? What's he trying to achieve?
What's our objective, innit?
What's our objective? Who's he really improving in this team? You know, and at the moment, he's making me question whether he's the right manager.
Rightly so, bro.
And I hope he turns it around, but you know, like anything, it only takes a few good results and we calm down, and maybe, you know, with the fullbacks.
As Arsenal fans as
you know,
well.
we're very up and down. We're like a bipolar fan base, isn't it? 1 minute
it's 100.
That's how we are. But we've been through a lot in the last few years. It's a difficult team to support in reality, isn't it? But
you don't know lies, bro.
Innit? But I'm hoping with the fullbacks coming back. I'm hoping, because when you look at City the first year, Pep struggled with Zabaleta and Clichy. He got his Walker and Mendy, they won the title. I'm not saying that's going to happen to us, but it shows how fundamental the fullbacks are.
To the systems in the modern day and whatnot,
And I think, you know, that helps the wingers, it gets us out. So I'm hoping with the 2 fullbacks coming back that that's going to improve things. But, you know, Tierney's not the messiah. He's not going to change everything.
It's not as white and black as XY individuals come back.
So because at the end of the day, he's come from Celtic. He's going to take a bit of time himself. But I just want this manager to improve things, but can he improve things? That's the question.
I would say you've taken the words out of my mouth. Like I think I speak for you as well. First and foremost, we want Emery to do well. We don't want to turn into a club that wants to sack him right now because we're 5th. It don't really make sense. Mathematically, still there. But like you said, there's 2 people who love the game. Coaching, I can't really see it. We can say he needs time. He needs this. He needs that. He's had time. I'm not saying Emery out. I'm not saying to sack Emery. But like you said, there's not one area specifically we've evidently improved, bro. Like I look at the defending. I'm so happy you said Tierney and Bellerin to come back, because I personally don't think it's as white and black as that. I say this because, of course, we're a bigger club than Burnley and whatnot. And Burnley are different for obvious reasons. But if you place them Burnley back 5-4, whatever they play with, and take key players out, within reason, there'll be a base level of performance. And for me, that was the first place I wanted to see him improve. So I could sit here and say, okay, we're improving. These individuals are just poor. When the Holdings and the Bellerins and these man left, right and centre come back, we're different. I believe back 5, including Leno, is crucial to moving forward.
100.
I don't think Leno's perfect, but I don't think he's had something to work forward with. If we're going to get Champions League and be a Premier League challenger a while from here, we need a back 5. Before we started this, the midfield, like for me, the midfield, it's a shambles. There's no balance. There's no real defensive unity. There's no attacking balances of play. I feel that kills Aubameyang and the strikers. So I look at it, and it's almost weird because I almost can't criticise Emery or anything because it's like he's not an attacking manager. So I can't really say you attack too much. He's being told as he's pragmatic and this and that, which he is. But you're not really a defensive manager. Statistically, interceptions are down. We're shooting less and we're conceding less. So it leads me to wonder, what are we doing here? Like, what are we trying to achieve as a football club, bro? Like, I want him to do well, but it's looking like if he continues like this, it's looking like not much he can do to not get the sacking made. Like, he really needs to improve it. I feel it's his squad now. Like, what do you feel about the squad?
I mean, look, he's bought over 10 players in the last 2 windows, so he's got no right to say this isn't his squad. It is his squad now. And at the end of the day, like as you say there about the midfield's fundamental in the Premier League. You have to have a top quality midfield. And you have to give people opportunities to build partnerships in football. You know what I mean?
This is why I asked him, guys.
Come on, you play together for a number of games, then things will improve. You look at last year, the Xhaka-Torreira pivot. I mean, it's not perfect.
It's not perfect.
But there was something to work
Some
with.
sort of
they
thing
had a partnership and understanding.
Sort of bonding and...
Yeah, a bond. Every time I see the team, it's like Xhaka and two others. You know what I mean? It's like he's picking it out of a hat.
Out of a hat.
And you're not even playing them in their best position.
Best positions.
As you said, you're playing Willock 10, you're playing Torreira 10. What was the plan? When you're buying and selling players, you should be saying, I'm selling him because I don't need him, but I'm bringing him in to do this job.
To do this job.
As you said, where's the 10?
Yeah.
Why are you playing random players at 10?
And expecting them to excel, like you said.
Exactly.
Bro,
and then you're dragging him off early. It's crazy.
It's mix and match.
It's mix and match. I don't know. And yet he's come from a league where it's so tactical and so
meticulous and whatnot. Yeah,
and you come here and it's like you've got no... Yeah, you're freestyling. There's no plan. You're relying on individual quality all the time.
All the time.
Aubameyang, Lacazette, rescue the day. Apart from that, there's nothing else.
There's nothing else.
And the defence, as you said, man, I mean, he hasn't improved this defence at all. And it doesn't, you're changing the personnel and it's the same thing. The midfield isn't protecting well enough. They're not creating. They're just going side to side. The tempo's too slow. I don't see what he's trying to achieve.
That's it for me. And I feel like whatever way we shape it, whatever people talk about, like, I don't know, maybe not this season after the window, but the Kroenkes, etc., people are commenting on that. Whatever way we shape it, coaching is a big part of this team. We've got young players, which, credit to Emery, he's introduced the Sakas, Emils, etc., Martinelli, and all of these guys. I've got to see what you're coaching them into, because I almost feel sorry for them, because the young players, they play well. They had a tough day against Sheffield, but it's like, when things are not going well, they should be able to look on the side and see their manager's trust, which they do, to be fair, but the experienced players or the system, what is it? You're setting them up to fail. They're looking to the left, they're looking right, they're looking behind, and what's going on? Coaching's a big part. Chelsea, everybody uses Chelsea as an example, myself included, as to Lampard and whatnot. If form goes a different way, we might say something else, but Lampard's been 2 minutes there, blueprint. Brendan Rodgers, blueprint. Emery, time for what? I want to give him time. I want Emery to succeed. He is my guy. But what am I giving you time for specifically? Because to like a non-Arsenal fan or a fan that doesn't give a crap about football, quite frankly, if you show us Arsenal under Wenger and Arsenal in our second season under Emery now, season and a bit, where have we improved? Evidently. And it's his squad now. You said, you said a great point about if you're selling X, Y, and Z to do this. Like you said, Ramsey might not have been in his control, but Ramsey's gone. He's doing what he's doing, or the club's doing what they're doing with Ozil. That's 2 man. Mkhitaryan doesn't cut it, but Mkhitaryan's there. So you're getting rid of 3 man. I've got to see you getting rid of them, and like there's a plan to kind of do what they're not able to do. Like we've got creativity via some other outlets because he's not there. You know yourself, we spoke about it. It's like when somebody's not involved, they're always the messiah, holding. Ozil, funny enough
Bellerin.
now. Yeah, Bellerin.
You know
like you see, it's crazy, but it's like no matter. I feel to a degree. No matter, we could sign Messi, but just to make the point, we could sign Messi, and I don't think we improve as a side significantly. Obviously, Messi would improve us, but it's like everybody's almost set up to fail because there's no system. I like how he changes tactics, but you coach and whatnot and play football. There should be freedom in the framework. Like a manager should be like what, a 4-3-3 man by trade, but he might play a 5, he might do something else. When you're tinkering and it's different things and freestyling every week, you might think that's great tactically because people can't figure you out. But for the fans, it leaves us anxious. For the players, I have to wonder tactically, do they understand things? Because you look at teams, I don't really want to use Spurs as an example, but there was one time Spurs, it seemed like they had 4 at the back on lock, then they had 3 at the back on lock, and then Poch and them, they was changing it in the games and whatnot. I don't really see our players understanding the system. The only example I've really seen that is actually Liverpool away. I didn't agree with it, but it looked like we worked on something in the week.
Something that week,
yeah, it's like what frustrates you the most about like how we're playing at this specific moment in time, or what aspect of Arsenal frustrates you the most?
I mean, when you look at us, we're not a complete team. We know that. We're halfway to where we need to get to, really. If ultimately we're trying to be a title challenger, we're just trying to get back in the Champions League first. For me, when you're doing that, you've got to focus on the strength in your team because you haven't got everything. For me, the strength in our teams are attack. You got Lacazette 50 million, you got Aubameyang 56, and you got Pepe 72. So there's been investment. All 3 of them are quality players. We can see that. Pepe hasn't excelled yet, but I think he'll come good eventually. Now, for me, why not set us up in a way where those three
can
excel? Exactly. You look at Liverpool the first year, they didn't have the defence. Klopp used the attack and kind of outscored teams the first year. The second season, he thought, I've got to now fix the defence. He went and got Van Dijk, he went and got Alisson. And I look at that sort of blueprint and I think, why is it... Like you said, Emery is not an attacking manager, he's not a defensive manager, he's kind of caught in between the two. And I don't understand why he's not focusing on the strength in our team. I don't know what his plan is, and you've got to allow partnerships to build over the pitch.
Thrive.
You look at Trent and Salah, you look at Robertson and Mane, all over the pitch.
All little
Their
partnerships.
midfield isn't great either, Liverpool's. They've got guys like Henderson and Wijnaldum. They're not great players, but they know the system inside out.
And they work hard and they're consistent.
And you work on it. So if Emery comes in and says, this is how I want to play, we're going to work on the training ground. You want to then see understanding from the players around that. And then you go and sign players that will understand your system.
Your philosophy.
Even his new signings don't look like they fully understand what he's doing.
They understand it, they're set up to fail,
so
really, yeah.
It's as if he's just going, we need a defender, go and get David
Go and
Luiz.
get him,
But what do you want from him? How do you want us to play to get the best out of it? Pepe, you've signed him, you're not playing him right. He's 15 yards too deep. He's got his back to goal most of the time. You're too slow on the counter-attack, so...
The creative play is too slow.
And you've got Ceballos on loan for a year from Real Madrid. The rumours are now that he's interested in coming on a permanent. But you're not even playing this guy.
You're not playing him.
So why have you rang Zidane in the summer and said, give me him, let me work with him? And then you're not playing him.
And then you're not playing him.
So what did you want the guy for?
Yeah.
You've given Xhaka the armband, you're then dragging him because you can clearly see that he's not performing well enough. But then you're starting him the next game. So you're going round in circles. Be a big man, say, I gave him the armband, I felt like he had leadership qualities.
I've messed up, let's change it up.
His performances aren't working, so I'm going to bring him out. Don't be scared to do that. That's what big managers do.
That's what you have to do at this club.
Remember when Mourinho gave Pogba the armband and then he took it off him and he said, you're not leading this club.
You're not doing this thing right.
I mean, that's what big managers have to do. And I just don't see enough direction. I don't see enough coaching, as you said. How many players is he improving?
Evidently as well. We could sit here, people, like when I say that, please don't think we're criticising him. I can sit here and say he's given confidence to Guendouzi. He played in Wolby frequently. There's several other players like that. But that's me nitpicking and cherry picking and fighting cases. I want evidence. Like this is the most extreme case, but last season I didn't mind not getting top four. Not because I didn't want top four, of course we did.
You understood.
But, I understood. It's the system, we got to build and stuff. I would have thought by now that, no, we wouldn't be amazing defensively, but there's greater tactical understanding and we're moving towards that. Midfield, defence and attack, building play and defending. Strikers, I feel even the strikers can do more defensively. 100. And you said a fantastic point. Pepe's just come and he's for another day really, but it's like, Pepe's not thriving. Yeah, Aubameyang is scoring all these goals, but are we really creating chances for him? Lacazette was here. Let's go back to last season. You said something about partnerships. Another reason as to why this guy is on my videos, people. Partnerships. Do you remember how long it took Aubameyang and Lacazette to be playing on the same field together? Really?
A good few games.
Bro.
Yeah. And he was playing Aubameyang out on the left and all those sorts of things. Play players in their best position. It's natural, and as you're saying, I'm watching the team this season. And it looks like it's Emery's first season.
Yeah.
If I didn't watch this team every week, I'd go, did you lot just appoint him in the summer? Because the team doesn't look like they understand him.
Still looking bits and bobs.
He's 15 months into the job, and the players don't look like they know what he wants from them. How can that be right? What is he doing on the training ground? I don't understand. And the big major decisions, he doesn't seem to be standing behind
to relish them.
Make a decision, stand behind it, and try and make it work. Don't say he's my captain, I'm standing behind him, then go, actually, he's not good enough, get him off. But then I don't want to drop him because I'll look stupid. Stand behind them decisions. We're the fans, we've got to accept what he's doing at the end of the day. And look, I mean, like in football, things can change quickly. If we win on Thursday, win on Sunday...
Narrative is a different one.
It will calm down a lot. But then on the flip side, if he doesn't get a result, then the fans are going to go even crazier. But I just think he's got to... Now everyone's fit. He's got the whole squad.
There's no excuses now.
There's no excuses. The club backed him in the summer sufficiently. They gave him more than
in my opinion.
This is his squad. Most of that starting 11 is signed by him. Do you know what I mean? So he's got no excuse. He's a manager who's won things before, so he knows how to get teams over the finish line. The difference is getting a team over the line in the league requires a lot more. It's like a marathon, not a sprint.
Not a sprint, exactly that.
Is he a cup manager? Where Seville, a big day, a big Europa League night.
That's how we've been for the last couple of years as well. But he's still failing in that regard.
Exactly. So I mean, I feel like he put all his eggs in that basket last season in the Europa League.
And I don't get that because
I don't.
You have great opportunities for both. Like for me, I believe. I don't know if it's me being unsensible, but I genuinely believe in. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. No. We're going for the top 4. In an ideal world, we get 4th. But if worse comes to worse, we're getting in. We're winning that final. Fair enough. We boxed Chelsea. We played Chelsea. Anyone would lose to Chelsea, and the players were poor. But the manner of the defeat kind of summed up how that period at Arsenal was in that particular moment. Because in the most important running, everybody. Ironically, we're playing Crystal Palace on the weekend. Mavropanos sadly made that error for Benteke, and Mustafi made the error. But people forget Jenkinson might have been injuries, but Jenkinson was there. El Nene was pulled in from the wilderness for some reason. Mavropanos, fair play, I don't mind Mavropanos, but he's still inexperienced and whatnot. Throwing them in, and this ain't gonna happen. And I genuinely believe that last 8-10 game period, bro. I think as the players were poor, and I've got more blame with the players, but he had as much the part to play because. Arsenal fans, we were very quick last season. 22 games unbeaten. He's changed us. New fight. This and that and this. And you could argue the same energy isn't there to proclaim, to ask questions. I'm not saying we should attack a man or hail a man to anything else. But we need balance. We both clearly want Emery to do well. But looking at it, it is getting concerning that we're still freestyling stuff. Because it is weird. Because do you think if he was to get top 4 and or Europa League, let's just assume he gets Champions League qualification, bro. Do you think the board? I ask you firstly, would you still get rid of him? And secondly, do you think the board would get rid of him if he did?
I think whether I would keep him depends on what happens in the next the rest of the season. At this present time, I don't think he's the man to lead us long term because I don't see a vision with this guy.
I wholeheartedly agree.
But like anything, you can change opinions. If he gets us playing a certain way and the style improves, then maybe you do give him more time. The second question, if we do get top 4, I don't see this board getting rid of him. They're not a strong board. They're just going to keep it steady and keep
steady the ship. He's achieved his objectives.
He's got the objectives. They probably feel like he deserves the opportunity to have a crack at the Champions League. Things can change in football. Like Pepe at the moment, fans are criticising. If he scores goals, starts playing well, we'll love him.
He's a black Cristiano Ronaldo.
Exactly. You know what we're like as a fan base. So Emery's the good thing for Emery, he's got a chance to turn it around. You was talking about the Palace game last year. What he's now got to show is understanding of this league. This ain't the Spanish league where the majority of the top teams slap up the other teams.
And you can bring players out wildernesses and blade them.
He turned up this time, last year, and played Jenkinson, all them guys, because he probably thought they're a bottom half of the table team. We're at home.
We'll get away with this. We'll get away with this one.
But then you got Zaha, them guys. Townsend.
Spoiled our party.
They ain't gonna give you that.
They're not. And for me, it's the street smarted players as well. It's the. Now James McArthur's not a footballer to talk about, but gamesmanship,
you know
the dark arts, you know what you're gonna get, and we're very naive and
very.
I feel Emery can coach that, but obviously Guendouzi, for example, all these players, they're very young, and that thing there comes with experience. But I'm not seeing him plan against that. I'm not seeing him consider that we're naive. So he's setting us up different ways, and the individual mistakes are always going to persist. But if we're still making these mistakes, it comes to the tactics and coaching. People tell me he needs time, and he does. Pardon me. But look how quickly he got us playing out from the back. Now, I don't mind playing out from the back. The problem with us playing out from the back is slow, and there's no intention to really disrupt the opposition with it. That's where the issue is. So what are we doing beyond that, bro? It's like, I can't see it. Beyond playing out from the back, and we got to remember, quickly we learn how to do that. So why is that same energy just not there? It's like, do you think, I'm playing devil's advocate a bit, but do you think, to a degree, for as much as he relished the challenge of Arsenal in the Premier League and stuff, a big attraction to this job was there was obviously going to be pressure, but less pressure? Because this year was still saying time. Last year, first year, Wenger's squad, all of these sort of things. These kind of masks behind them. People didn't really ask questions because I personally feel what is evident now was evident when we was 22 games unbeaten. So do you believe he kind of relished that? Because it's like no one goes from PSG to Arsenal where You don't win champs, you don't do things, everything's scrutinised. To this, it's almost, you look at Rafa Benitez to, what was it? He went in a year from like Real Madrid to Newcastle. No one does the polar opposite thing, man. So what do you think, bro?
Do you know what it is? I think last season, a lot of the good what happened at Arsenal was emotion.
Yeah.
I think Wenger had lost all his drive and he was kind of flat. This guy came in, he had a lot of energy. You've got that Juan Carlos, the assistant. The assistant. I mean, he bounces all around.
Social media thing as well,
Social media. So he had them fired up a little bit. And I think as the season went on, the fire started going. And then it was like, right, now the emotions disappeared.
We kind of see what
we need to see what you're about now. And he kind of fell flat a little bit. And even now this season, all that's gone now. The emotion's all gone now. People are saying, all right, you've had your year, we'll let you off. Even though what he did in them last 8 games, I think, was disgraceful.
Disgraceful, yeah.
But the players have to take responsibility as well. But now the question mark is really being asked of him. And I think he's struggling at the moment. The reason he's fortunate is that your Tottenhams, your Man United are not taking advantage. So we're still one game away from... Yeah, I mean...
That's a frustrating thing, go on.
I'm not a big fan of him, but to sack him at this stage would be probably counterproductive. Because to bring someone in and readjust and then...
Starting again, in it, really,
starting again
mid-season for no reason.
And when you sack a manager, you then have to reinvest. You've got to sell people, you've got to spend big. This club don't want to spend big. So they're going to stick with him, realistically, till the end of the season.
Because he's happy.
He's happy, but he's got to now show understanding of the league, figure out what his best team is. I can't understand how he's been here 15 months and doesn't know what his best team is.
And the way he sidestepped that question as well. Now, don't get me wrong, I think a bit of that is smart because emotions are high, manager, there's other things to worry about. But we are evidently seeing you don't know your best team. For me, I would have looked at it, and it's easy for me to say as a fan, but surely as Emery, you saw a 3-year period. First year, not write it off because we saw it, but not write off, but figure out what go on, try make some mistakes on his own hand, which is acceptable. Second year now, we've learned, we've been bitten, so we're kind of shy now, where we're improving a bit defensively, midfield and the rest of it. And then next year is probably the one, can we really be consistent and push on? And I don't really see it. I see a bit of it to believe he's going to be here long term, because you look at Saliba, he's not coming till next season. Now, obviously, we needed to do that to get the deal done. But no one can tell me, and surely I must not be bugging, he must have been briefed on that or asked for that, and he gave his okay. Or if not, well, let's reinvest elsewhere. So he must be thinking about next season. He's obviously loaning out players and doing whatnot. So he must be thinking about next season. It's like the long term, and it's like, if you're going to be here long term, what are you showing? Because obviously he's a prideful man. Let's give him respect. He's won 3 Europa Leagues, but it's like, what I thought you was going to do here and make us almost not underdogs, because we're Arsenal, we shouldn't be underdogs, but like the favourite underdogs in that we put in better performances against Cities, Liverpool. I just want to see a bit more, like you said at the start, belief, and mainly for me it's fight. It's like I can't see the fight in this squad really. I don't think they don't play for the shirt, but I don't see the fight because I see things. It's like, am I bugging, bro? Is it like you know what team, like you said, you know Spurs have lost, you know Spurs have drawn, United have drawn. You're going into Monday knowing what you need to do. This was the same as last year. And we kept shooting ourselves at the foot, playing a game of chicken. And for me, you look at Liverpool, they missed out on the league last year. And there was a period, did they not drop 9 points, bro?
A few games, didn't they?
You know they think about that period and think about the pain in their hearts and all of that to kind of drive them forward.
For the next season, And look at the determination they've shown.
That's the right word, folks. Determination.
I just, it's so frustrating. And you have to think, if you're signing players for the long term, play a certain way that's going to help. Because what's Saliba coming into next season? What's the style of play? When you're signing players, they've got to know what they're stepping into.
Just as you said that. Remember what we spoke about? It's like it's always the players that's not involved. It's always the Messiah. Saliba, we have every reason to be confident about him. 19, going to be 6'4", French with the youngsters, quick, strong ball player. But it's almost like Pepe. It's like when you look beneath the hood of the hype and look what they're coming into and what the player's about. I won't say they're being set up for failure because they're choosing to sign for this, but they're almost being set up for failure of sorts. It's like, it almost is really like.
There's not enough structure there, and I always say when you sign new players, you shouldn't rely on them straight away.
Facts.
They're going to take time. You should have your big boys in the team. So we're signing Saliba almost to say, go and save our defence. You know what I mean? Because who's
like you're young and French.
You're young and French. Quick, go and sort it out. But who's he going to play next to?
Exactly.
Because I don't know which one of the two centre backs now was going to be in the team next
season. Yeah.
I don't know. And
that's a great point.
We're going to have a young back four as well.
With that comes naiveties.
There you go.
Apart from Tierney's 22. He'll probably still make mistakes, but for me, played Celtic, big expectations, he probably won't. But you said it great. Naive, that we're going to be a young and relatively naive back four. And that's why I'm so... Yeah, you've made my point in different words, but that's why I'm so onto the coaching and the system for the back line specifically. Because on paper, we should have a sick back five to move forward with. Fair enough, Leno might not be world class, but you got Leno who's decent. You've got, let's just say, Holding and Saliba, ball playing, strong, all these things. Tierney's come in. Bellerin, many people will argue, but he's a calm for the right back.
He's all
that
right.
Looks like some tasty options. And then you've got the Guendouzi's, the Torreiras. Maitland-Niles a midfielder, so let's include him and the Joels and the Sakas. And it's like, what is the system for these men? It's like 1 minute is like on Monday, I'm seeing Saka be moved to a 10. Aubameyang's moved out wide. What's going on? Like, why is he not near the striker? He finally brought on Lacazette. Better hold-up play than Aubameyang. Immediate improvement. Get the best out of them. Make them close. Now, if I'm Sheffield United and we're playing as well as we're playing, you've got a striker who strikes fear into every defender. He's one of the most potent in the league. And he's on the flanks. I am laughing as a centre-half because I'm not getting embarrassed. I'm not on Sky Sports and social media.
And this guy's running.
Like I'm not going to be shouting at my wife and these things. Like, I'm going to be calm.
I'm going to have a good evening.
Yeah, I'm going to have a good evening.
I played against Aubameyang and he's on the left wing, putting crosses in.
Yeah.
And we're trying to get little man on the end.
Yeah, with Torreira and like United. Torreira's on.
I mean,
is that me trying to win headers?
I mean, I've seen Chambers cross the ball 8-9 times in
that.
I'm thinking Aubameyang hasn't scored one header, I don't think, since he's been at Arsenal.
Not since not that I can remember.
So I don't understand. The only time we really opened them up was the counter-attack and Pepe's chance.
So
why are we not... It's not rocket science. The only time you got them is when you caught them quickly. On the break. All Sheffield United did, they scored from a set piece, which the defending there is just beyond a joke. If I saw that in my son's football, his manager would be shouting at him. He's 6 years old.
See, and we're thinking,
how is a guy 6 yards out tapping it in unmarked?
Everybody's
You're clearly all following the ball.
Like, I don't understand it because again, we heard video analysis. You know, Sheffield United, not only one of the best defences, one of the best at taking set pieces. So any logical person, let's be on point at set pieces. So why have we switched off? And like you said, the manner in which we switched off, it's like so many people are ball watching. It fell to him like. What's going on here?
Everyone's turning around and he's there, and you're like, what?
What's going on? Where is it drumming it home into like the players have to take responsibility, but where's the drumming home in the coaching being switched on? We know, and for Emery, this is one of the best defenses. You know, Aubameyang's hold-up play isn't the best. You know, we haven't been on top in terms of building play. So why not play a system where we've got the best attackers on the field, with the exception of the injured Lacazette, and trying to provoke goal-scoring scenarios? They are tough to break down. Our breaking down has been atrocious this season. So it's like, the thought process sometimes, I don't get. And for me, I back Emery, but I was really, bro, I'm not going to lie to you, I was really peed off, quite frankly, with his post-game comments. It's like, sometimes just I believe in just calling things what they are. I get,
say it how
it is, like, managers got to be That's it, like. Don't be a politician all the time. Like, we weren't good enough, we'll move forward with it. Like, don't say, I think we did this and... Yeah, bro, like, it's a joke thing when guys are talking about that, man.
And the thing is, I think football is simple. I think work on the basics, figure out your best team. What balance do you want in midfield? And pick those players and work on it. I don't know what he wants in midfield. Does he want a defensive pivot? Does he want a 10 who presses? Does he want a 10 who creates? I don't know what he's looking for, and that's the thing. Like, for me personally, I think Sabaya should be in the team.
Should be in the team
most weeks
because he's the only one who wants to break the line.
He's the one who comes and gets the ball and plays forward quickly. You look at Xhaka, 2 sideways backers. Even Guendouzi at times has an extra touch that he doesn't need to have.
All of them do.
If you're going to play out from the back, you need a centre midfielder who comes, gets it, turns, plays forward quick. So why this guy isn't in the team, I don't understand.
I have no clue in it,
What's your thoughts on Ozil?
It's a tough one. Ozil for me... Well, Ozil's situation in general, just him. Okay, well, I think we all know he's a quality player, all the final balls and whatnot. If we want to move him on, let's move him on. I've got no issues with that. It is what it is in football. My issue now is not necessarily Ozil. We spoke about how he's misusing certain creative players. It's like, you don't really have a leg to stand on, not including Ozil. Because truth be told, any opinion of Ozil is formulated because of how he's been, and that's cool. It's the same way Mustafi hasn't cut the mustard. Obviously different, but he hasn't cut the mustard. So it's not really judging him on what he's being given now. So he hasn't had the opportunity. In the minutes he's played this season, he's looked alright.
He's been alright.
I'm not saying Ozil should be the Messiah, because Sheffield United he probably would have hid and not done anything. But you can't justify him not being in the side. For me, key reason being, he's your 5th captain. You can't tell me, you can't name someone your 5th captain, then you're saying
you're not in the 18.
Yeah, you're not in the 18, you're not travelling. He's one of the senior players. Like, he must hold some influence over that change rooms to be named 5th. And I personally believe, playing devil's advocate, he does. And Emery, he wants him gone, the club want him gone, but he's got a bit of an influence. So if Emery kind of is a bit too forceful, as we know, player power, he's going to upset people, because we heard that last year. So I don't see why we shouldn't be freeze out Ozil all you want, but for me, at least until January when you can revisit this. Apologies for that, people. Obviously, we're working with what we can work with to cut out. But I just feel utilise the man until January at the very least, because what more can you do, really? It's like, you might as well, he's paid X amount of money. We're literally, people can say, freeze him out, it's great, he's not playing, but, and it's not my money, but we're wasting our money. We might as well, you've got a tool, use it in some degree. And I think, I wouldn't say it's bullying, because I want to be careful with my terminology, but it's like, you must be trying to break him, man, because the bare minutes he gets when he's what game was it? Was it Nottingham Forest or Europa League? He's taking him off. It's like he's barely playing. You're not going to play him at the weekend. Why can't a man get 90 minutes?
I think he's trying to embarrass him.
He's trying to embarrass him and really force him and his agent to say, yo, listen, we're going now, because he's contracted until 2021. Like, do you think they're both like, it's a game of chicken? Because Emery and the club clearly want him out, or I actually believe the club wanted him out under Wenger, but it's like Wenger was using him, or someone else might use him, there's nothing. It's like, Emery don't care for him, so we have a stronger case. But Emery, I mean, Ozil must believe he's going to outlast Emery if he's saying staying till 2021. Whether that happens or not, it's a different story, but he's surely got to believe he's doing that, bro.
It's an interesting one, because, as you say, I think Emery's trying to put Ozil in a situation where he feels like he's got no option but to leave. So he probably thinks, I don't even want to involve him and make him feel like he's playing football. I just want him out of the equation. But then if Ozil digs his heels in and thinks 350, I'm happy in London, then Emery gets into a problem, because the fans are going to be calling for him. Every time we play a game, don't create many chances. People think Ozil in the same way with holding and shit. I don't think Ozil comes in this team and solves the creative problem. At all, it's a fundamental problem throughout the whole team. We are not a creative side. You should create from your fullbacks, your wingers, your mid, all over.
Everyone should have within reason, should be able to make something happen.
But people act like, if we bring Ozil back in, it'll all be rosy. I don't think that's the case.
It's not.
But people are going to be calling for him if he's not in the team, and if Emery puts him back in the team, he's going to look a bit silly, especially if Ozil comes in and has a good game. Which is probably what would happen, especially if it's a home game.
That's a fact, bro.
So it's an interesting one. I mean, even the Watford game, he started the Watford game.
And he played alright. Took him off.
Played that great little ball into Maitland-Niles.
And then the assist came,
I thought, you know what, Ozil's going to get a little run in the team
The reactions, put a spring in his step sort of thing.
And next week it's like, he's not in the squad. So what are you doing with it? And this is my problem with this manager. Everything he does seems to be a bit flaky. It's like, I'm playing like that, but I'm kind of not. I don't want Ozil, but I'll involve him. Then you're doing press conferences saying he's training well.
This is it for me. This is it for me as well. I don't understand it. Of course, us as fans, we're two intelligent football fans. We know there's more to the scenes, but it still frustrates us, because one, you're taking us for fools, and two, like, come on now, like you said, just grow a pair. That's your stance on it. Like he sometimes it seems to me that he goes a bit full on in terms of. 1 minute he's like, and which is fine, he wants Ozil, gone. Then it's like, Ozil's still got a chance. Then it's a bit, I don't really want to answer your questions with this and that. It's like
a politician.
Bro, it's like a politician sort of thing. It's like, you don't want Ozil involved, cool, but it's like, I don't mind that. Ozil would be playing frequently under me more so than him, but it's like, alright, cool. Freeze him out properly then. Don't half-heart. Don't make a man. How you can't justify the captain. Like you can't. You can't. Like
just come out and say, look, he's not part of my future plans. I want to go another direction.
That's it.
Whether you like it or not, you gotta accept.
You gotta accept that.
We're gonna try and move him on in the next window, and we'd all calm down. It's all the not knowing.
It's not even necessarily caring about Ozil playing. I think we can speak on this. The fact that we've got some tools in the box and it's not being used, and it's not just him. It's like Ceballos. It's not. There's any attacking player here isn't playing to their full potential, bar Aubameyang, and because Aubameyang scoring goals. But by that same time, are we getting the best out of
No,
Aubameyang?
no
Because he's not playing, we don't play to his strengths. Like, we don't create real chances. It's a miracle.
I think if he played for maybe like Man City, I think he would score 30 plus league goals.
He probably would.
You know what I mean?
Eat them. Aubameyang's born to score.
How is he scoring? I don't know how he's getting top goal scorer.
Trust me, I don't know how he does it in this side.
We're horrible to watch.
Yeah, yeah.
When have you seen a through ball and he's in? Or do you know what I mean? The creativity for the guy is awful.
It's dog piss, man.
It's so poor, bro. Honestly, he's feeding off scraps,
and that's even putting it kindly.
And we've got to be careful because Lacazette and Aubameyang have only got 18 months left on their
contracts,
and they haven't renewed. They must be sitting there going, do you know what? We need to see if you get in the Champions League.
Yeah, especially for Lacazette, for me.
Because Lacazette came here to get back in that French team, and he's not even getting in the squad.
And it's the Euros next year,
which
he's probably going to miss now.
So he might not get picked for that. So for him, he can look and go, you know what? That move hasn't been great for me.
Yeah, it's like I had Atletico and these teams after me. Do I just go?
Do I go? A year left, he'll go on the cheap.
For Aubameyang, I feel it's a bit different. It's like he's in his 30s. He seems to like the London style. You see him with troops and whatnot.
Yeah, and the flashy
he seems calm where he is now. And like you said, at his age, it's calm for him.
Chill,
But I wouldn't, if I was Madrid, I wouldn't necessarily go for Aubameyang because of the longevity. If these teams were to think, you know what, a year or two,
take him for a short term.
It's like
he would go.
You would have to go. You couldn't begrudge him because he's literally, from the moment this man has come here, done his job. Aubameyang, we can talk about. I think his hold up and general play is poor, but it's not as poor as people give it credit for.
No.
The man's about goals. He's the one guy you can look at in the team and say in August, he's getting me goals. You can't. He's the only thing. Yeah, you can't. We can't. In addition to that, we can't say these defenders are good for X amount of clean sheets. These fullbacks, this, that, and the other. Aubameyang's the only one. Rain, sleet, snow. Does his job. Super striker, left wing, up front, scoring goals. And it's like you're almost being wasted here because we signed the top. We've got a better striker now. We've got better attacking options, richer attacking options in recent years with no elite European competition. But then when we had obviously Giroud and that, it's like I don't get it. Like we're playing in terms of our general play. I actually think there's a debate to be said about we're playing worse. Really, like
I'd agree.
I've seen us play better football with guys like Chamak. Like I've seen 100%. It, and I can't understand why. And that's for Emery, to be honest with you, man. But yeah, man, it's been lovely speaking to you, my guy.
Yeah, good, brother.
Bring up your socials and that, man. Big up your socials, let them know.
TV, have a look. I'm going to get you on there as well anyway.
Come on, man.
You know we've been talking for a while, but this was long overdue, man. But your channel's one of the best for me. I always say this to you, man. You talk sense.
We'll recognise real and whatnot,
man. Sense, man.
Love my guy. Once again,
bro.
My guy.
Yeah, man.
DG, Curtis.
Bless.
Out.